Greetings, everybody. Good evening. Good evening, and welcome to the Bald Girls Gossip Room. Hello, bald girls and bald boys and lovers of bald girls and bald boys. How's everyone doing? Actually, let me see if this thing is working. Yet again, I'm still fighting with this thing. I can't believe that after all this time, I'm still fighting with this platform, y'all. I honestly don't even think. Oh, that's not good. Hello. Hello, ball girls and ball boys and lovers of ball girls and ball boys. Good evening. Good evening and welcome. Welcome to the Ball Girls Gossip Room. I hope you guys waited for me because I know I'm late. I did say that I would be on someplace. I did say I would be on at 10. I know. It's the software, y'all. I really have a hard time with the software. It's such a slow learning process. Learning for me is not like it used to be. It's been a long time since I've been in college and learning stuff. So please, please tolerate my nonsense. Because, oh my God, Bob Johnson says, "You are so sweet." Thank you so much, Bob Johnson. You're sweet as well. Thank you. Um, okay, so, look at this. You guys are pouring in on TikTok. It's nice to see everybody. Hello, hello, hello. This is I'm Action Jacqueline, your fellow. Oh, this is weird. This is not what I wanted you guys to see, actually. Let me get this off the screen. Hold on. You see what I'm saying? I'm so brand new at this. I'm still making all the same simple mistakes. And I don't even know how to turn it off. Look at this. Okay, it's gone. It's gone. So that screen is there so that I can show you guys media. I have things that I want to talk about in the Ball Girl News gossip room. And I wanted to show you some stuff because a lot's going on. But first, I wanted to give you guys an update on this wig. For those of you who have joined the Ball Girl Gossip Room before, you know that I bought this wig probably about 2 weeks ago. And I unboxed it live. So it's the first time I ever wore this wig. So just to give you guys a little background, I've been wearing the same. Well, that's a lie. But I've been going through a whole lot of wig changes, put it like that, over the past year and a half or so, because I've wanted to change my hairstyle, my wig style, but I also wanted to get a wig that actually had some lasting power, you know what I'm saying? Something that lasted more than the usual week to 10 days that my budget-friendly synthetic wigs were lasting. So I ended up getting this wig. And I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. Prior to this, I was wearing the Zara wig by John Renault. That was my other high-end synthetic. And that is my actual favorite wig. The Zara wig by John Renault is my favorite wig. This one is the Sensational wig by TressAllure. And it is a high-end, heat-resistant wig. And I got to be honest with you, I don't like how much attention it needs. It begs for attention. So that kind of annoys me a little bit. It actually requires more attention. Detroit says, "It looks nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Detroit Red Pop." That's a cool name. Yeah, this wig actually requires more attention than my budget-friendly wigs that I have. I have a bunch of budget-friendly wigs that I've been alternating over the past, few year or so, and they don't require as much work as this wig requires. This wig I'll say I could wear it all day long for about 12 hours long before I start noticing that it starts to get really I want to say like frizzy at the end, kind of ratty at the ends. And that's when I know that it's time for me to use the heat on it again. So every day I have to curl it. And every day, like every 3 or 4 days, I have to wash it because since I'm constantly playing in the wig, it's always getting dirty. So I have to constantly wash it every 3 or 4 days or so. But it is holding up. Y'all want to see the back? Let me show you the back. It is holding up. So for that reason, it's all right. Matt says, I'm your first like. Thank you, Matt. You're my first like. Flashgator says, I'm the second one. Hey, Flashgator and Matt. I appreciate both of you guys. That's YouTube. So I'm able to see both of you guys now. I got a new monitor, so I'm able to see things, like more things on one screen than before. I tried to do the 2 monitor thing, but I guess I'm just not, I don't have the equipment for all of that. So, and I mean, I do have another monitor over here. That's what I keep looking at. But y'all, my eyes are so bad. I can't see that monitor. It's just too far away from me. So not only am I bald, but I too am blind. So I don't know. What are y'all going to call me? Like Mr. Magoo? I don't know. Anyway, it's hard outside for us girls. So thank you guys for joining me. I have some news I want to share. I've been basically reporting bald girl news, like fun, interesting stuff that we could talk about. That just takes away from the weight, the heaviness of hair loss, because hair loss is heavy. You know what I mean? It's not the easiest thing to deal with. But it's fun. Like, it's fun to buy wigs, right? It's fun to buy wigs. It's also fun to experiment with new looks. So y'all know I've been trying to get more and more comfortable. Let me see if I get all the glue off. More and more comfortable as a bald girl. So I'm trying to spend more time throughout the day without my wig on and wear my wig as little as possible so that, one, I can preserve my wigs so that they last a little longer, right? Especially now because we don't know what the prices of wigs are going to look like since y'all's boy, Mr. President Trump has decided that he wants to impose wild taxes or tariffs, I should say, on China, our country's largest importer of wigs and hair pieces, right? So we know all the hair that we wear, 80% of it comes from China. So we don't know what these wig prices are going to look like, and it's a little scary out here. So I've definitely decided I have to be more cognizant about learning how to love myself as a bald girl. Yeah, I've been bald for a long time. I don't feel like talking about how old I am in this moment, but I've been bald for a long time. So really, it is time. It is time that I start, figuring out what is going on. Did I just completely lose my screen? Y'all, oh my God. I just lost y'all. For a second, my whole screen just went blank. That was scary. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Anyway, I'm going to just go ahead and start reading my news to y'all. Just to make sure, let me check my messages to make sure I'm not leaving anyone out. Really, okay, so this screen just keeps going black. That's not cool, y'all. Because once that happens, I can't even, oh. Okay, all right. Husa. We talked earlier about staying hydrated, right? I swear the second I get thirsty, my skin gets dry and I start looking 25 years older. I'm about to hook an IV up so that I'm constantly drinking even when I'm asleep. Because I'm going to fight aging to the death, y'all. I'm going to be a 90-year-old looking like a 45-year-old. That's my plan. So I guess I'm going to have to ask my nurse husband to hook an IV up into our bedroom so that I can constantly be hydrated. Have y'all ever noticed that when you go to the hospital and they hook you up to the IV, whenever you're having a procedure, how flourished you look and how plump your skin looks afterwards? I'm about to get on that. I'm seriously about to get on that because I need more of that plumpness going on in my skin. I'm sorry, y'all. When my screen went blank, I lost some things. I lost access to my. Okay, here we go. I got my TikTok. Betty Menefee says, "Beautiful, thank you, Betty Menefee." Touched, thank you. Um, and yeah, I want to make sure that I'm seeing you guys' messages because that's what this whole thing is about, right? Engaging with the community, letting you guys know that bald women exist and no, we're not all cancer patients. I have alopecia universalis, which is basically the most severe form of alopecia a person could have. And alopecia is just hair loss. That's all it is. There's really no sickness related to it. It's an autoimmune condition, which basically means that my immune system, which is what everybody has, everybody has an immune system that fights off germs and bacteria to keep you well. Everybody has one. I have one that's overactive, and it looks at my hair follicles like, what the hell is that? Get that out of here, and pew, 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 pew. One by one, it knocks all the hair follicles out of my body. So that happened to me over 20 years ago. And now I'm to the point where I don't even grow hair anymore. I don't think I can grow hair. I definitely have tried. And basically, if you have hair loss, you want to tackle that like within the first, you want to tackle that right away because the longer you go without hair, the less likely your body is to rejuvenate hair follicles. So I'm not growing no more hair. I don't have any hair anywhere in my body. I'm not. When people always, and you guys are so nice. You guys are so great. I always get these, what do you call it again? I get these TikTok videos and ads for hair rejuvenating things, treatments and things like that. I already know that they don't work. I've talked to my doctors about it. I had one doctor actually, she once suggested that I try a medication, right? Some new dermatologist that I was seeing because I had changed insurances, right? Y'all know when you change your insurance, you lose your best doctors, right? So I changed insurance. I saw this dermatologist and she's like, oh, would you like to try something for your hair loss? And I'm like, well, what do you got, right? So she tells me about, I don't even remember what it was. It was probably a JAK inhibitor, if I'm not mistaken. I can't get into what a JAK inhibitor is because I really can't really define it. I did make a video about it once before, and in that time, I was hyper focusing on JAK inhibitors. So I had all the information. Now I forgot everything. I don't remember anything about what a JAK inhibitor is. I just know it regrows people's hair, and that some people do find success with it. But with the JAK inhibitors, if you have severe enough hair loss, you're going to have to keep going back for treatments over and over again. Otherwise, your hair will just fall out all over again. But then just good news is that most people have the kind of hair loss that just requires one, let's say, steroid injection, and that will regrow the hair, and you'll probably just have to get that once every 5 years. I have people who are close to me who have that kind of hair loss, and it's very successful for them. So there is good news. All right. So even though I started this off saying like my hair won't ever grow back, that doesn't mean your hair won't ever grow back. I know plenty of people whose hair has grown back. I just know mine ain't. That's about it. Okay, so that's done now that we got that out the way. All right, so let's talk about what's going on in the bald girl news. All right, so vacation season is looming, right? And the kids will be out of school soon. What is it like? I know my kids in college, they'll be out in May, and you younger kids, they get out in June, right? So a lot of us will be traveling and sightseeing with our families. So a lot of us will be going to safaris and zoos and such. Well, a video came across my feed today that reminded me why it's important for us wig girls to maybe stay away from the monkeys because they like to snatch things. This is what happened a couple days ago to a woman who was visiting a safari. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all that. So y'all just be careful with the monkeys when you go to the zoo and you go to the safaris. I was actually invited to go to a safari in, was it Indonesia? A very wealthy friend of mine invited me to go to Indonesia. I mean, I'm not opposed to going, but her husband wants to go see the monkeys, and me and her are looking at each other like, we're not going to see no monkeys. And this is the reason here why we're not going to see no monkeys, okay? Let me just press play on that. All right, I'm like, wait, this is not even, it's funny. It's funny because it's not me. It's funny because it's not me. And it's also funny because I have actually, sorry y'all, let me take this off. Oh, how do you take it off? All right, it's especially funny because I've always like feared snatching things like that. You know, like babies. You ever pick up a baby and the first thing they do is yank at your hair? This happens all the time with the newborns, all the time. And I always find myself in that little silent battle with the baby, and the baby's just tugging, and I'm just like, oh. Listen, no babies, no infants. I don't want to hold your baby, and I don't want to play with the monkeys. So I just thought I would start the Ball Girl News by reminding y'all that now that it's family season and we want to go to these zoos, we might definitely want to stay away from those little animals who like to snatch things. And babies, I will hold my baby in private. I don't need to hold your baby because your baby's going to snatch my wig off. Okay, so what else is going on in the news? Hang on, y'all. Hang on just a second. Let me pull this up. All right, Michael Fabricant. Are y'all sick and tired of hearing me talk about Michael Fabricant yet? I know I'm getting on y'all's nerves. Okay, so Michael Fabricant, right? He is, let me go ahead and pull up this little. Michael Fabricant, okay, there's a television show called, let me go ahead and read it. It's called, I have to pull this thing up. You guys, I'm so unready because my screen keeps going black. Forgive me. It's called Celebrity Big Brother, right? So Celebrity Big Brother is it's a celebrity reality show where all the celebrities get into this, they live together in this one house, and a camera basically follows them around, and they compete just to kick each other off of the show, and the last person standing gets a prize, right? So there was an incident. This happened a couple weeks ago, actually, and the story just keeps unfolding. And the reason why it's so interesting to me is because Michael Fabricant was outed for wearing a wig while he was on the show, and he was outed in a really rude way, and it was talked about ad nauseum, right? So of course I'm going to go ahead and talk about it ad nauseum with everyone else because I just can't believe it, right? So there was a girl. I'm going to try to find the incident so that you could see it. And this is the first time that I'd ever actually seen the incident in full. And it really, really bothered me. Like, I didn't expect it to go down quite this way. I actually saw a very small clip at first, and the small clip annoyed me enough. But seeing it here, hang on, let me get it. Seeing it now, this full one, I just cannot believe. Where'd it go? Okay, let me play this for you. I just cannot believe that this was able to go down. And honestly, if I was Michael Fabricant, I probably would have pressed charges if I was in his position. Because you know what? Enough is enough. Enough is enough with people shaming you for wearing your wig. Enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of it. So let me just show you the original clip and then how it unfolded over time. Because that right there really got me. Hang on, let me see if I can pull this open for you. Why can't I see the whole thing? Oh my God, of course I can't see it. Oh my God. Y'all, I'm having a hard time today. Okay, here it is. Here it is.
You wear that. You wear a wig. Michael, is there a reason that you wear that? You wear a wig. I just always have had long.
I'm going to turn the volume up for you guys because I have a feeling you can't hear it.
Michael, is there a reason that you wear that? You wear a wig.
Oh, I just always have had long blonde hair, so I just feel comfortable.
Yeah, but you haven't got any, like,
No.
because you're bald or...
No, not particularly, no. I mean, just, I just like, I don't like talking about it, but I just want to
Like
be
wearing it.
like I want to be. It's part of me.
Yeah. And how long was your hair when it was long?
Oh,
Long
God, when
hair.
I first, it used to be really long.
Was it ginger?
No, because always fairly blonde.
Michael, is there a reason that you wear that? You wear a wig?
Y'all, look at the look in her
I
face
just always have had long blonde hair, so I just feel comfortable.
Yeah.
as she prods.
But you haven't got any, like,
No.
because you're bald or...
No, not particularly, no. I mean, just, I just like, I don't like talking about it, but I just want to
Like
be
wearing it.
like I want to be. It's part of me.
Yeah. And how long was your hair when it was long?
Oh,
Long
God, when
hair.
I first, it used to be really long.
Was it ginger?
No, because always...
That's harassment, y'all. Honestly, I feel like that's harassment. I didn't see the whole video until today. And the reason why I saw the video was because Michael Fabricant, after this, he was actually invited to talk on a talk show after this incident. And the talk show aired yesterday. It was what? Good Morning. Hang on. Good Morning Britain. Good Morning Britain. And they invited him, if you ask me, they invited him really just to talk about this incident. I mean, there were other topics, but this is the one I feel like they were most interested in. And for some reason, the way that people treat hair loss, and people who have hair loss and who wear wigs, it's to the point of harassment. It really is, because it's like that kind of condition, right? If you're wearing a wig, that I don't know. It just seems like it's such easy prey for jokes. Such easy prey for jokes. And you can't escape it. That's how come when people approach me on the street and ask me about my wig, I'm never nice to them. I'm never nice. I'm always quick-witted with the attitude, because I know they're not coming from a genuine place. Why in God's name do you care if another person is wearing a wig if you're not sleeping in the same bed with them, if you're not going home? Like, even like, if I don't understand it, I don't understand the obsession people have with it. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys the interview, which I thought again was just listen. Listen to what the host says when the host says this. Okay, hang on. Let me pull that part up. Okay. Big smiles on their face, and there goes Michael Fabricant there in his wig. So at first, I should say that Michael denied wearing the wig, and that was the thing. The fact that he had the nerve to deny wearing the wig, which is, he's perfectly within his right, obviously, to say, I don't wear a wig, if he feels like he doesn't want to tell anybody in that moment that he's wearing a wig. But people will not stop prodding, right? So he had to then come out and make a statement. Yes, it is my hair. I paid for it. I have the receipt. Ha ha ha. And of course, he was really lighthearted about it, even though I'm sure he was hurting inside, because who wants to be embarrassed like that? But let me go ahead and play the clip so that you guys can see it. Hold on. Oops, sorry, I went too far. Let me just start here.
And I'd stored up my fat over winter, so I was looking my absolute worst.
Michael, I have to say, I have to ask you this question. Have you seen that the interaction between you and Patsy Palmer has become a viral sound on TikTok, where people lip sync to what each of you say? And it's become quite a big meme.
No, because actually all MPs are banned from having on their phones TikTok in case China is breaking their way into our phones. So I don't actually have TikTok. I suppose I could load it now because I'm no longer an MP. I'm free, as the Who used to sing.
And look how he's made to to be lighthearted about it, because God forbid he should actually show some real frustration about this constant barragement of questions about something that's personal to him that he clearly doesn't want to talk about. He's already said, I don't like to talk about it. So here they are talking about it some more, right? And do y'all want to see some of the TikToks that were made? I got them. Of course I have them. I had to research it because I couldn't believe TikToks were actually being made to joke about this incident. That's how bad it's gotten. That's how much that people have such little respect for your privacy, especially for some reason when it comes to hair, when it comes to your decision to or not to wear. Look at this. You see what I'm saying? Lord have mercy. I'm having a hard time today, y'all. Forgive me. Hold on. Let me get this back up. All right. Is that better? Can y'all see me? Am I back? Am I back? Hello. All right. Let me get into these. Hang on. Make sure that I'm not missing anything over in my comments. All right, hang on, y'all. All right, so I just checked my comments to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. Okay, so we're back on track. Let me show you the kind of videos now that they're making to joke about poor Michael Fabricant and his wig, right? This could be any of us. This could be any of us. And it's not like I've never been the butt end of jokes about my hair. What I don't do is I don't make light of it. So when people ask me about it, they're right away going to know that they touched a nerve. They're right away. You ask me, you approach me on the street and you say, oh, can I ask you a question? Is that your hair? I'm going to look at you like, first of all, it's going to take me 10 minutes to answer your question. I'm going to stare at you for so long that you're going to start feeling so uncomfortable because I'm not making a light of it. I'm not going to sit around and key with you about my hair because it's none of your business for you to be asking about in the first place. Really, it annoys me. All right, let me get into this. For some reason, I'm having a hard time capturing it. Here we go. Here's TikToks. Let me show you this TikTok. This behavior by grown adult people who think it's just so funny.
Michael, is there a reason that you wear a wig?
I just always have had long blonde hair, so I just feel comfortable.
Yeah, but you haven't got any, like,
No.
because you're bored or...
No, not particularly, no. I mean, just, I just like, I don't like talking about it, but I just want to
Like
be
wearing it.
like I want to be. It's part of me.
Michael, is there a reason that you wear that?
I could go on and on. There's so many TikToks. Y'all could go on TikTok and check it out for yourself. Michael Fabricant and his wig, and the jokes just go on and on and on and on and on. Unbelievable. Let me get this off the screen. Hang on. Is it gone? Okay, it is gone. All right, so as let me continue on here. Get into these comments a little bit. Make sure that I'm not doing anything wrong. Ooh. All right, so here we go. So as we were talking about earlier about how I can't regrow the hair, right? What I didn't tell you was that I had a doctor once. I was trying to tell you this story before, but I couldn't really I somehow got sidetracked. But I had a doctor who recommended this drug to me to regrow the hair, right? So I asked her, I said, well, what are the side effects? And she said, well, it does compromise your immune system. So you could be susceptible. And she actually mentioned lymphoma. I could be susceptible to lymphoma, to all kind of just illnesses, all kinds of sicknesses, basically. So how the medication works is it suppresses my overactive immune system and allows hair so that my body could allow some hair to grow, right? So who wants a suppressed immune system in the first place? So I asked the doctor, I said, so why would you, if you know that it suppresses the immune system, why would you recommend that I take that? And she said, well, some people think that it's worth it. Okay, so some people think it's worth it, which I can understand. I can clearly understand why some people would rather be bald. I mean, rather risk sometimes being sick than to be bald, especially some women. I could totally understand it. It's not a decision that I would make for myself, but I get it. But here's the thing. When she told me about, when she gave me this recommendation, the first thing she should have said was, listen, I have some medications that you might want to try, but they do have side effects. That shouldn't have been something that I had to prod out of her. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't, first of all, I've tried so many hair loss treatments that don't work that I just don't believe in them anymore at this point. But like, I'm not going to get into that right now. But anyway, in the news, breaking news, um, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Hims and Hers. It's advertised all over social media, and I've seen it actually on Fire TV. Okay, so Hims and Hers, it's a hair regrowth thing, and it's called, let me see what it's called. It says the FDA warns that popular hair loss drug has been linked to erectile dysfunction, brain fog, and even suicidal thoughts. So, I mean, y'all have to be really careful when you sample these hair regrowth formulas, because a lot of them, and even if they are FDA approved, they still have side effects. I'm big on realizing that the FDA, they don't always have our best intentions in mind. I think basically I don't know what happens there, but a lot of things are overlooked. A lot of potential damaging things are overlooked by the FDA. And the fact that they're warning against it, I don't know. Why aren't they warning against so many other things? But let's check it out. Let me read that article to you. The hair loss drug is called finasteride, and I think it's, what's it called? Oh, look at the one I got. Ooh, this one guy says, my genitals changed while taking a common hair loss drug. Oh, I didn't even see this one. This was on the New York Post. And this was published. Ooh, this was just published today. My genitals changed. Oh, they're asking me. I'll have the New York Post. Okay, let's read it. Ooh. A 28-year-old man has revealed a harrowing 9-month struggle with a popular hair loss drug, describing the mostly sexual side effects that turned his life upside down. Shockingly, he says, the symptoms got even worse after he stopped taking it. Speaking on the podcast, Moral Medicine, a man who goes by Shirag said he was living the good life before he started popping finasteride in June 2023 to deal with hair loss. Ooh, I should show you these because the drug actually looks like it was working. To be fair, though, he didn't look like he was having severe hair loss. It looks more like the thinning nature, not like the bald nature like me. But he did enjoy some hair loss, at least. I mean, hair regrowth, at least. I'll show you guys that. There you go. Here's before and afters. Get that back in there. Oh, Lord have mercy. What have I done? Okay, so I completely lost that. So anyway, you guys see his hair, right? So I'll just completely, I'll just continue to read it to you, okay? Um, he knew friends who had been on finasteride for years without issue, and most of the internet research that he did indicated that post-finasteride syndrome, a condition in which someone experiences severe side effects after they stop using finasteride, wasn't real. He acquired the medication through Hims, claiming the telehealth company gives it out like candy. There's no process for it. Excuse me. I didn't know what I was getting into. Anyway, he took one pill a day before he began to experience side effects, most of which were sexual, so he decided to stop taking the drug, and in a few weeks he felt normal again. Wow. Yeah, we got to be real careful about what we use to try to regrow our hair. And I think it's probably best if we just, oh, I don't know. That's a hard one, y'all. I don't have advice for that. I really don't. I will say, try to regrow the hair. Give it a good 5, 6, even 7 attempts. Just be real careful. Watch your side effects. If you start noticing things that are strange, stop right away. And recognize that it's possibly because of that hair loss drug, so that you don't end up with some horrible, horrible thing. There's a lot of things that could do things to you. You got to be so careful in this world. But I think overall, the best thing we could do is love ourselves exactly as we are. Learn how to get comfortable in our new situation, whatever that may be, because it might just be your forever situation. You know what I mean? Like me, I tried and tried and tried, and here we are. Not a strand of hair on my head. But then I realized that there's a lot of people who have full heads of hair and are still not happy with the hair that they have on their heads. And I have a story to tell y'all that came out of West Africa, Lagos. I read this article. It came out just yesterday. And it actually embarrassed me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It embarrassed me because these are my people. I consider myself kin to the African peoples, right? Because I am part African. My mom is African Jamaican. My dad is half Indian, half Black from Guyana, right? So the Africans, I consider those my people. And I hate to hear stories like this. And I even more hate reporting on them, but I just found this so interesting that I couldn't not talk about it because, wow. Okay. So it's titled How Lagos Scavengers Resell Wigs from Dump Sites. And I don't know if y'all feel like hearing this story. I don't know if y'all feel like hearing this story. Let me know if you don't want to hear this story. But I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it anyway. Because, well, it made the news, so I guess I'll talk about it, right? And this is from a newspaper called Punch Newspapers. It was reported two days ago. 2 days ago. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the harrowing image that first came across my feed. Okay, let me make myself small so I can get out of here. Okay, Lagos scavengers reselling wigs from dump sites. I'm going to read y'all a little story. I don't feel good about this at all, to be honest. I really don't feel good reporting this one. I'm going to go ahead and read it. Okay. In Lagos, the most populous city in West Africa, Nothing is a waste in the hands of those who can see value in it. Despite inherent risks, particularly those that have to do with human safety and public health, when the opportunity to make cash or profit presents itself, the love of money is prioritized above all. Stay with me. Stay with me. While the city generates an estimated 5.46 million tons of waste annually, some of these wastes often find their way back to the market. Among these arrays of wastes, hang on, I just lost it, that find their way back. Why can't I see this? Among these arrays of waste that find their way back to market include used wigs, which have been disposed of by residents across the state, investigations by Punch Healthwise revealed. Our correspondent, who visited 3 dump sites in Lagos, including Olesosun in Ohota, dumping in Ikorodu, and Solus in Igando, saw how the scavengers sorted the used wigs and repackaged them for onward transfer out of the dump. It was gathered that while the market for secondhand wigs, particularly those picked from the dumps, is not thriving in Lagos, it is a booming venture in the far northern part of the country. My guess is in that part of the country, it's very, very poor. Because I do know that there's areas in Lagos that are doing very well. So let's not sink into the idea that all the Lagos citizens are wearing used wigs from dumpsters. It's just a small portion of them in the poorest areas. But it does make me wonder, what would I do if I couldn't afford a wig? How likely would I be to start? Well, we know I wouldn't be wearing wigs from the dumpsters, but how long would it take for me to just decide, you know what, I'm not going to be wearing this wig anymore. I'll rather just go outside bald-headed than wear the wig. I don't know, because I don't do it now. I don't go outside bald-headed now. I've talked about this so many times on this channel that I just don't have the temperament for it. It's not that I'm embarrassed to be bald or that I think I'm unattractive bald, but I do know that it attracts a lot of attention, and a lot of it is negative. And I don't have the temperament to deal with it. Hats off to you ladies who go out into the world and tolerate the noise that comes with being a bald-headed lady, because I won't do it. I've done it a few times in the past, and it's never been good. And I've told myself that, you know what, I don't think I'll be doing that again. I've run my experiment, and now I know what I will and won't do. I'm just not doing it. But I guess if it came down to it, I would have to, because I'm not going to wear dumpster wigs. I'm definitely not doing that. And I can't believe that there are people who would rather wear a dumpster wig than either their natural hair or display their natural bald head. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I've definitely worn secondhand wigs before, y'all. No shame in that. I buy wigs from eBay all the time that are secondhand. And they come from one donor. They're not from the dumpster, you know. I've sold wigs. I have wigs right now that I'll sell, and I sell them all the time. People buy them. It's not the same as buying dumpster wigs out of dump sites. That one is wild. And if you guys want to hear more of that story, you can find it by just researching dumpster wigs in Lagos, Africa, which is a thing. But also in Africa, they have started making synthetic hair out of banana leaf, which I find interesting. Have you guys heard about that? I didn't do much research on that now, even though it has been in the news. I should actually look into that some more, because I would like to look into that. Somebody actually did her own little investigation, and she got herself some of the banana leaf hair, and it looked really good. It's mostly, for now, it's just for braiding. They're not making wigs out of it. But I could see why they're not making wigs out of it. According to the girl who tested the hair herself, she's an American who bought some hair and had her hair braided with it. She said the texture is not at all bouncy yet. I guess there's going to have to be some processing before that happens. So that's probably why I didn't investigate it further, because it hasn't translated to wig yet. It's still in the hair braiding phase, which is interesting, especially now since they've discovered that there's so many toxins found in synthetic braiding hair and synthetic wigs. So I'd like to see where they take this. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I don't have much more to talk about. If you guys have anything you want to discuss, I'm happy to answer questions. Hang on, let me look here. Always happy to answer you guys' questions. And make sure that I'm not leaving anybody out. Sorry, guys. I'm really having a hard time. I'm struggling today. Tiamat Fearson says, hey, Queen. Hey, Tiamat. Great to see you. Thank you for joining. When did you get here? Am I late? Am I late seeing this chat? I'm not real sure. I'm about to sign out. Unless you guys want to chit chat for a little while longer, we can. I'm happy to. We talked today about, let me go through the list of things we talked about. We talked about a woman who got her wig snatched off at the zoo. So I was recommending that you guys, now that it's warm out and you want to be outside, going to safaris and such, that you just make sure that you stay away from the monkeys. So we talked about that. That was a video that I actually showed, came across my feed. Thought it was cute because the woman, she handled it really gracefully. It was an older woman, and she just laughed it off like it was no big deal. I think I would have had to laugh if it happened to me, because what else do you do but laugh? But I don't think I would have believed it was funny. I don't think that. Then of course we talked about Michael Fabricant again, because now they're making memes out of him. He's turned into a meme on TikTok, and I showed a few of the TikTok videos. Apparently he was invited on a talk show called like Good Morning, what's it called again? Good Morning Britain. And on that show, that he was notified that he had turned into a meme about that incident with his cohort asking him, Michael, do you wear a wig? Why do you wear the wig? Very rudely. Anyway, it's snowballing, this whole wig thing. People are obsessed. Americans are, not just Americans, all people are obsessed with hair. And do not ever wear a wig and then try to deny that you wear a wig to someone who asks. Because when they ask, they already know the answer. They already know the answer. So I don't lie. When people ask me if I'm wearing a wig, I either just don't answer them, or I just say, sometimes I wear wigs. What am I going to talk about? Like, I'll wear the wig. What the hell? Tiamat says, yeah, monkeys can be cray-cray. A friend of mine invited me to a safari. Her husband wants to go. Her husband wants to go to this safari. I want to, and we're looking, me and my girlfriend, we're looking at each other, both of us with our wigs on. We're not going to no safari so that some monkey can yank our wig off. It's a monkey safari. If it were a different kind of safari, then I would go, but not a monkey safari, because those are specifically for you to go pet the monkeys. I'm not messing with them crazy ass monkeys. No, thank you. I will stay back. All right, what else did we talk about? We talked about, I just finished talking about the, I did not like reporting that one, by the way. The, how Lagos scavengers resell wigs from dumpsters. Dump sites, I should say. Lagos scavengers, meaning people who, I guess, make their living going through dump sites. They collect the wigs and then they sell them from the dump sites. And if you had seen the photo, which was so difficult for me to pull up the first time, I don't think I have it in me to pull it up a second time. But It is not a pretty thing to see. And we were just talking about why people would rather wear dumpster hair than just their natural hair, or just, here's the thing about balding. Balding, it comes in so many forms. I was at my worst when I had the patchy alopecia, you know, because it was really hard to get a clean shave. I felt like the best way to get a clean shave when I had the patchy alopecia was to use Nair. I don't know if you guys, if they still make Nair, but it's basically just cream hair remover. I think they make something similar. I know they make something similar now, and it's on Amazon. Um, so I would recommend it. It does burn though. Tiamat Fierce says, can you imagine having your $1,000 wig and having it snatched by a monkey? And he'll probably throw it in his den or like pee on it or something, because they're that crazy. By a damn monkey. Lord have mercy. I'm not going to no monkey safari unless I'm sitting in the car with the windows up. That's the way I'll do a monkey safari. So we talked about that. My cat is over here going crazy. You're in and out this house all day long, kitty cat. I'm not getting up to let you out right now. I'm sorry. Chill out. My crazy cat. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, Tiamat, for jumping in today. I'm glad you showed up. Tiamat says, I will flip. I will flip. But I need to get in this bed. It's 11:45 at night, and I'm super, super tired. I spent this whole day. I don't know if you noticed, but do things look a little different on my platform? They look very different on my side, because now I have 2 screens, so I could maneuver the media a little bit better. I'm not doing a great job today, and I think it's because I'm tired and also because I'm a little sick. Yeah, me too, Tiamat. Tiamat says, yeah, I would rather wear my natural hair than dumpster hair. You want to see the photo? The photo was just so scary. But I also divulged that I've worn used wigs. I buy used wigs all the time, especially the human ones. If you go on eBay, they sell a lot. Like, I really do like European hair, because it's naturally lighter than Asian hair. And you know, I like wearing light color hair, right? So when I want to get that kind of hair, it's usually so expensive that I'd rather get it secondhand. And where I get it from, excuse me, they come so clean and nice. They smell great. They are already styled. They're beautiful. I definitely recommend secondhand wigs, but just make sure you look at the pictures thoroughly, because I have seen photos where you could tell that the lace is thinning a little bit. Tiamat says, get better soon, Queen. Thank you so much. You know, my husband and my nephew both had COVID. And I never get it. Like, I had COVID once. I tested positive for COVID once in 2019 when everybody got it. And I wasn't even sick. Like, I just tested positive. I don't even know I took the test. I was like, oh, snap, I have COVID. Everybody else was like floored sick. And every time there's a breakout, a COVID breakout, I never get it. This time, I don't know, a little different. Or it could be allergies, because I don't feel sick, but my throat hurts. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Tiamat, we'll talk again soon. Oh no, so sorry to hear that. No, I don't feel sick. I don't feel sick. It's just my throat, and I really don't think it's COVID. It's probably allergies. I don't normally get allergies, but you know, our body changes all the time. Anyway, guys, let me get out of here. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Have a great night.